There we go, you got it. Yeah!
Mike Tyson just tore up his Legend label and replaced it with Clown. Trust me, this isn't an exaggeration. If you haven't heard, the man was caught partying with Jake Paul at Donald Trump's inauguration. Yes, that Jake Paul, the one he supposedly hated. Remember when Tyson said they'd never
You gonna knock him out? I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
see eye to eye? Now fans are left questioning everything, feeling betrayed by a rivalry that was nothing but smoke and mirrors. The internet exploded when a clip surfaced of Jake Paul lifting Tyson onto his shoulders like some sort of gym bro. To make it worse, Jake tagged Tyson as his best friend on Instagram. Really, the betrayal cuts deep. For an entire year, these two dangled a fake feud in front of fans, playing with emotions for clout, only to pull this ridiculous stunt. The more we dissect it, the worse it smells. Tyson and Paul have officially earned the title of Scammers of the Decade, leaving fans traumatized.
Some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money.
So what do you get when a boxing legend trades punches with a YouTube troll and caps it off with a presidential circus hosted by Donald Trump? The setup to the biggest joke of the century. Tyson, Paul, and Trump in the same room. It's less of a headline and more of a bad comedy nobody asked for.
And one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson...
Break this down. It all started with a so-called boxing match between Tyson, the man who once struck fear into his opponents, and Jake Paul, whose greatest weapon is his Wi-Fi connection. The two squared off at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, a venue that's seen real legends. Somehow Paul walked away with a unanimous decision, while Tyson looked more confused than focused. This isn't boxing, it's reality TV. Tyson and Paul have turned the sweet science into a bad Netflix comedy, and fans are left shaking their heads at the spectacle. Tyson, bless his heart, came into the fight with tough talk, claiming, "I'm going to hurt this young man." Bold words for someone who spent most of the match.
Paul-Mike Tyson fight.
Interesting.
Script.
How so? What do you mean by
It's just
script?
weird. It's just...
Like scripted in what way?
No, I don't know. I actually really like Jake Paul. It just seems so... It's odd, bro.
The timing. It's a timing.
I mean,
He
it's
fights
obviously
two-
odd.
No, he fights two no-names, beats them both.
Getting jabbed by a guy whose career started with prank videos.
I think I'm gonna have to handle this situation. You gonna knock him out? I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
Jake Paul, on the other hand, promised to knock out Tyson because apparently delusion is his secret weapon. The entire build-up felt like two middle school kids bickering in gym class, except this time millions of dollars were on the line. Then came the weigh-in, the pinnacle of absurdity. Paul accidentally stepped on Tyson's foot, earning a half-hearted slap that could have been choreographed by a...
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
high school drama teacher. Tyson's legendary death stare made an appearance, but it was Paul's profanity-laced meltdown that stole the show, resembling a toddler throwing a tantrum in Target. By the time the fight began, it was clear to everyone watching. This wasn't about boxing. It was about who could put on the best performance in this circus act. And then it got even worse. After the so-called epic fight, where do these alleged mortal enemies go? To Donald Trump's inauguration party, of course, because nothing screams credible athlete.
The angry little elf. Mike Tyson, I thought that was a cute slap, buddy, but tomorrow you're getting knocked the f*** out. I'm f***ing him up, Burial. I'm f***ing him up. He hits like a It's personal now. It's personal now. He must die.
Like partying at a political rally turned frat fest. Tyson and Paul were spotted laughing, clinking glasses, and posing for Instagram like long-lost best friends. The pièce de résistance, a photo of Jake Paul lifting Tyson onto his shoulders like a victorious gladiator. Tyson, fist raised, looked more like a dad embarrassing himself at a family barbecue than a former heavyweight champion. Paul, never one to miss a chance for clout, captioned the photo "best friends" and naturally tagged Tyson. Scripted fight turns into instant BFFs. Sure, nothing says "we just had a brutal fight" like playing frat bros at a Washington shindig. The supposed bad blood between them, faker than Jake Paul's boxing credentials. Here's where it really stings: the fans. Bless their hopeful hearts, they bought into this nonsense. They believed the trash talk, the fake animosity, and the scripted drama. And what did they get in return? 2 millionaires laughing all the way to the bank. It's been...
And it's just an honor to be able to fight him. And he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet. So it was really tough, like I expected it to be.
Being called the heist of the century, and honestly, that feels generous. Tyson and Paul didn't just humiliate themselves, they spit in the face of boxing's integrity. The so-called Netflix boxing spectacle raked in an eye-watering $60 million. Better known now as the $60 million heist, it's a testament to how far spectacle can go over substance. Jake Paul, humanity's least requested experiment in boxing, walked away with a jaw-dropping $40 million.
What is your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer?
He's a very good fighter.
Do you think he deserves respect from the public?
Absolutely.
Hey, that was a good slap. I like that.
Meanwhile, Mike Tyson, the once unstoppable force of the heavyweight division, settled for $20 million. $60 million for what? A glorified sparring session wrapped up as a sporting event. Tyson and Paul didn't just sell tickets, they sold a dream. Tyson's larger-than-life reputation and Paul's knack for stirring up controversy combined to create a marketing Frankenstein that could have sold ice to a polar bear. Fans flocked to their screens, expecting blood, sweat, and the satisfaction of Tyson teaching Paul a hard lesson. Instead, they got a bizarre mix of WWE theatrics and YouTube drama, with just enough boxing sprinkled in to legally call it a fight. The backlash was swift and brutal.
I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my parents. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Social media exploded with fans venting their frustration with comments like, "They played us for millions," and "rigged fight equals money and friendship," being among the milder ones. Even people who illegally streamed the fight, yes, those who didn't pay a dime, felt scammed. When freeloaders feel ripped off, you've reached a new level of con artistry. But don't worry, Jake Paul's glorified PR team, MVP Promotions, was ready with damage control. They released a statement reminding everyone that rigging a professional boxing match is a federal crime. Oh, fantastic, because stating the obvious totally proves innocence. That's like saying, "I can't be a thief, stealing is against the law." In the end, this wasn't a fight, it was a masterclass in marketing manipulation. Tyson and Paul pulled off a con disguised as a boxing match, leaving fans disillusioned and $60 million poorer. If you thought Jake Paul was going to take his ill-gotten millions and quietly fade into obscurity, think again. The guy is already plotting his next circus act, with a shopping list of opponents that reads like a combat sports hall of fame. Floyd Mayweather Jr., Ryan Garcia, and even UFC powerhouse Alex Pereira. Yes, you heard that right. The same guy who spent 12 rounds dodging punches from a 57-year-old thinks he's ready for the big leagues. Honestly, the audacity is impressive. Someone give this man a trophy for most delusional.
Foremost, Mike Tyson. It's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it.
Athlete of the decade. But let's not overlook the sheer comedic genius of Paul's antics. This is the same guy who turned stepping on Tyson's foot into a viral moment and slapped a boxing legend like he was auditioning for a soap opera. Maybe next, he'll challenge a bear to a fight or square off against a squirrel in a backyard showdown. Jake Paul doesn't do boxing, he does performance art. It's a circus, and we're all guilty of buying tickets to the freak show. And then there's Mike Tyson. Oh, Mike, the baddest man on the planet, has officially completed his transformation into a walking punchline. the same
Different thing, man. It's a different thing with that guy.
Well, it's like Matt always says, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
no
but you know,
doubt.
you got to take that payday. I mean, what did he make out of that fight? He probably made $10 million or something.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul's very smart, man. Like he gets guys that he's bigger than. The
younger
only time
than.
he fought another boxer his size was
He
Tom
lost.
Fury, and he lost. Tom Fury?
Good fight.
Tommy Fury.
Very good fight. Very good fight. You know, I think he's like any other young up-and-coming boxer. It's just everybody dismisses him because he's a
The guy who once struck fear into every heavyweight alive is now reduced to being Jake Paul's latest gimmick. It's not just boxing that lost, it's dignity. From biting ears to cashing checks for rigged fights, Mike Tyson's career arc has gone from legendary to laughable. Sharing a buddy-buddy moment with Jake Paul at a party after their so-called fight was the final nail in the coffin of his credibility. If this was meant to be a comeback, it's...
There we go, you got it.
It's time for Tyson to bow out gracefully, or at least delete Instagram. So here's the big question. Was it worth it? Was $60 million enough to justify turning boxing into a meme? For Tyson and Paul, the answer is clearly yes. For the fans, though, this fiasco feels like a financial mugging disguised as a sporting event. This wasn't a fight, it was a partnership. Tyson and Paul weren't opponents, they were partners in crime. The only knockouts were to the fans' trust in what they thought was genuine competition. Imagine being a die-hard Tyson fan, tuning in to watch the legend reclaim some glory, only to see him outmaneuvered by a guy whose biggest accomplishment is convincing people he can fight. And Paul's fans, the ones who actually believe he's revolutionizing the sport. Newsflash, he's not. He's turning it into another cash grab, complete with Instagram captions and viral sound bites. Boxing deserved better, but Tyson and Paul gave us a circus instead.